Hey everybody, this is a quick review on how to use Book Creator. And here I am in the Book Creator screen, and up here you can see plus new book. You're going to add a new book. This is when you start your new book. And you're going to get to this page where it says choose book shape. You have your portrait, which is a long ways to go. Square is just kind of a very basic 1x1 square, and landscape is a very wide frame book. I always suggest we use the square because it is just right in the middle, but you can choose to do portrait or landscape if you wish. But once I click there, I'll have my blank template. This, of course, is the cover page, so just like in a real book, it is the first page that you see in a book. So what we want to do is start to add text. In order to add text, I'm going to click this plus button right here, and you'll get an assortment of different options. But click the text tool, and on this pop-up here, you're able to type in the title of your book. Or if you want to do text to speech, or I'm sorry, speech to text, you can click this button right here. It might prompt you to allow or deny Book Creator permission to use your microphone. Just go ahead and allow it, so that way when you click here, it types out everything that you say. And so press that button again to stop, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you want to bold, italicize, underline, or link to this text, you could do that. But once you click done, once you're done typing everything that you want over here, you click done, and you get this kind of boring text. It's the default. With this text box selected, you can see that it's highlighted with this green box. If you click the I over here, it stands for inspector or info, you'll have all these options. So to increase the size, you go ahead and drag that, or you could click there. You could choose the alignment, whether you want it flush to the left, in the center, or to the right. Here's your bold, italicized, underline. Here you can change the font. So the title of this book is going to be in this block font. Press this button right here to go back to the previous menu, and you can change the color. You pick from these preset colors, or you can pick your own color wherever it may be. Let's do a nice teal color. Click the apply. Nice. We're going to go back, and the background is going to be the background of just whatever is highlighted. So in this case, if I want the background to be black, it only goes on the text. So instead, I'm going to click none because I want to put another background, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Don't worry about columns, shadows. It makes a little drop shadow on your book. And move back to front. We'll work on this in a little bit because we need more than one item. Right now we just have one item, and that is our text. I'm going to click anywhere else outside of this to unselect this text box, but if I need to edit it again, I'll double click, click, and you can edit whatever you typed. Here I'm going to move it to center. You'll see these pink lines pop up. They're called guidelines, and they guide you to where you want to put your text, whether it snaps to one edge or not. So I'm going to center it right here. I might want to tilt it so the screen arrow turns my cursor into an arrow, and I get to tilt it back and forth. So now I want to put a background to my cover. I'm going to click anywhere, so that way my text box is not selected. I'll click this I again. And here it says page. That's how you know you're going to, whatever you're putting here, it affects the page and not the text. So you can scroll down to different colors, comic, the different categories that you have down here, paper, borders. We'll go to textures. Let's do that. When I'm satisfied, I'll go ahead one more time, click anywhere outside of it to get rid of that screen on the right. I want to edit this a little bit, make it a little bit bigger because I think it's too small. So once again, in order to edit whatever I have in the text, I highlight it, make sure that it's in blue, click the I, increase my text. I'll have to drag these so that way it fits, center. I'm actually going to change the color to white. That looks good. So here's going to be the title of your book. You can put by your name, you can leave it blank, but we'll know it's you because it's created under your account. To get to the next page, you'll see that says page 2 of 3. If I want to add a picture anywhere here, I'll click this plus sign. This plus just means you are adding something, so we want to add a picture. We'll go to the import tool, and it automatically brings up a Google image search. So here I'll type in pictures of, let's say, cartoon puppies. And I get to see the assortment of cartoon puppies available to me. kind of like this one. So I'll click that, and down here is the select button. So once you see that it's highlighted, you can click select. It will place it automatically in the page for you. And because it's incredibly large, I'm going to grab one of these corners, click and hold to make it smaller. I might put this in the center. Remember, using those guidelines to see where the center of my page is. And I want to add a shape. And so every time I want to add something, I'll click the plus button, take a look at the different shapes here. And I want this dog to have this thought bubble. I'll make this thought bubble a little bit bigger. The green here allows me to move those dots. And I want to add a text to put in here. So one more time, if I ever want to add something, I'll click the add an item, text, and I'll type in, the text says, I'm hungry. Done. So my text, once again, is the default text. So I want to change it with the text highlighted. I'm going to click the I, make it a little bit bigger, change the font. Change the color. And I clicked outside of it, but I'm going to drag this over. Maybe I need to make this a little bigger. I'm hungry. And I want the dog to think about what he's hungry for, so I'm going to add another picture. I'm going to click this plus. And now I'm going to be using the pen tool. The pen tool allows me to use any one of these different tools, whether it's a pen, paintbrush, crayon, highlighter, or an auto tool. And we'll explore this in a little bit. But first I want to change the color. So I want to draw a bone. This could be a brownish color. I'm going to go to the auto. I could draw the bone using these tools right here. I select it. I select the paintbrush size. I'll click it again. And you'll see that your picture, your page back here is transparent, but you're able to kind of draw a bone. It doesn't look too great, so I'm not particularly happy with it, so I'm going to use this eraser tool to erase away. I'm clicking and holding. So I'm actually going to go back to our brush tool, click on the auto, and do my best to draw a bone, and the book creator tool is going to try to guess what I'm drawing. So I'm going to do that drawing again. Alright, are we close? Yep, there's the bone right there. So it's going to do its best to guess what you're drawing. Sometimes it does well, sometimes it doesn't. But I like this picture of a bone right here, so I'm going to click it, and it transforms whatever I drew into this image right here. So I'm going to put this off-centered real quick. When I'm done with this picture, I'll click outside, X, and done. If I want to add another picture, it will be incorporated into the first picture that we drew. So I'm going to do the same thing. Let's draw another bone, just so I can show you what I'm talking about. Draw that one. Now I'll put it next to it. So I'm going to click done. So the problem right now is if we put two pictures on the same drawing tool, you can only move them both. I cannot separate these two bones. And so they move together as one singular image. And so I have this bone off-centered because sometimes you might see that the picture is in front of a text or the text is behind a picture or something is weird. And so when you right-click on this tool, you get to move to back or move to front. If I move it to the back, it's like I'm layering my different items and I'm just moving it to the back. So here I move the bone to behind the thought bubble, and you can see that it peeks out. If that happens, I need to move this back to the front, so I'm going to right-click, move to front, and there it is. These bones are a little bit too big, so I'm going to shrink it. The last thing I want to show you is there is a camera tool for you to take pictures using this camera right here, but it's this record tool. When you click record, it says record sound, click here to start recording. If I click there, I get to narrate, meaning that I get to talk a little bit more about this picture without having to type it all out. So I'm going to describe this dog a little bit. I'm going to start recording in 3, 2, 1. This dog is hungry and he is thinking about bones. Click there to stop recording, and you can listen to your own audio. If you like it, you're going to use this recording. If you don't like it, Click delete, record it again. But let's say I do like I'm going to use this recording. It's going to upload my voice, and I can put this volume icon here. So when people are viewing my book, they're able to listen to me narrate. One last thing is my background is pretty empty, so I'm going to add a background. Remember, I have nothing highlighted, so I'm going to click the eye, choose a background, maybe pattern. Let's do this, guys. Nice. Looks like my dog is floating. And if you want to preview your book after using all these tools, these shapes, and changing what they look like, I'm going to press this play button. And this is what my book looks like. Back I have the title of the book, and it opens, flips just like a regular book. And here's the first page that I did with my recording. If I press that button, I get to hear myself. And here's the second page, which we haven't worked on. When you're done and you would like to share this, you can go back to my book, and with this option right here, this little share icon, you can publish it. And once you publish it online, you're able to get a link of my book example. Make sure you give it a title. When you publish, it says your book has been published. And so you're able to copy, publish, share, link to clipboard. So that means you could send it to people to read your book. Once you publish it, you're not able to edit again. If you discover that there's an error that you need to fix, or there is a typo, you see this little icon up here. It means it's published. You cannot change it. So you need to go back, and notice I don't have control here, but if I want to add something, done. I need to publish it again. Publish online. Now once you're done, you have to publish it again in order to share it. Copy, publish, share link. There we go. And then from that link, you're able to send it to somebody. I pasted the link over here to the book we just created. And here it is with our new edit. All right, I hope this video was helpful. And let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye.